Thanks for the thumbs up. Okay. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas to everybody who's tuned in. Thank you for tuning in. Today I wanted to not focus on, the not having family around and stuff, right? So I decided to beautify myself in order to not stay stuck on all of the negativity of things. So hi Rick, hey Percy, hey Jen. Salam to Taha Masod Production. I probably didn't say that right. I'm very sorry. So I wanted to show you my little, I'm kind of feeling myself. I got all dressed up and I'm like, I don't, I want to show you guys. So, this simple black dress, I decided to put this on. I love this little gathering here. It's super cute. And of course, I had to pair it with a beautiful pair of shoes, which I will show you. It's kind of awkward trying to do that. But these are really, really beautiful shoes. I love these shoes because of the equal platform to the heel. So they're not so hard on your foot being like this. Very, very, very comfortable to walk in. When I was younger, and I guess if I still had to, I could literally run in these things. Thank you, Neil. So I didn't want to stay focused on the negativity of, not having some family around and stuff. Hey Dennis. Topic today is generalized. I was wondering if there's anybody online that speaks other languages. I have um, I have been practicing a little bit on how to say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year in like 100 different languages. So I was wondering if there's anybody who speaks a different language that I could maybe look that up and say that to you in that language. That's probably like a little, I don't know. Let's just say today is not structured at all, okay? You speak French? Well, joyeux Noël. Bonne fête de nouveau année, I think it is. Spanish is Feliz Navidad, and there's more though. Hang on. Spanish. Because in Chile you say Feliz Navidad, but there's other Spanish ways of saying it too. Colombia says Feliz Navidad y Prospero Año Nuevo, as I believe how that goes. I may not be saying it correctly, but I'm trying. Trying to see if there's any other Spanish ones there. Latin, Natal Hiver e Annum Fostum. That's Latin. Oh man. Oh well, just having fun with it. Just thought you speak Percy, you're funny. I thought I'd make it a little bit fun and just, try to say Happy New Year and Merry Christmas in a couple different languages for you guys before we get chatting. Merry Christmas to you guys. So, I hope everybody's having a safe holiday and nothing bad has happened. No chaos and fighting. Feliz Navidad is Portuguese, or Feliz Natal, sorry, is Portuguese, Sunkissed. So cool. Well, that's awesome. Hey, Lemon. Hey, Karen. Hey, Robert. So, how is everybody doing? How's your holidays going? I know for a lot of us, it's kind of a sad time of year if you don't have people close to you or family and stuff, right? Hello, Yolanda. Hey, critters. If I missed anybody, Hazel, I think I missed you. I got you, Neil. You can speak a little bit of French. I love speaking French. J'adore parler en français. So I know that I said that we would do like a Christmas drink, but it's like noon and I had a lot of wine last night. I My stomach is like not feeling it today. So, we're just going to do coffee and chat as usual. Indian food is your fave. I love Indian food too. It's really yummy. I actually tried a fish and I don't really know what it is. I've never found out the name, but it was a certain kind of chunks of fish and they were so lightly breaded. Literally, when you put it in your mouth, it just starts to melt. Like it was just amazing. It was from a caterer in Winnipeg a couple of years ago, a few years ago, actually. But I never did find out what that was. I think it might be codfish, but I have no idea what the batter is. It's really, really yummy because it's so thin, it literally just melts. Like it's so yummy. You guys are going to make me hungry. Thank you for the compliments that I look pretty. Percy, get out of here, just being a schmuck. I don't even know what the heck that means, but it's like, stop. You're just probably enjoying that you're like grabbing my attention though, right? You're trying to tell me not to focus on those things. Well, quit doing it. Wine and French cheese. Yum. Yum yum yum. I might pop on later tonight, after everybody's holidays and dinner is all kind of said and done and over with, and then maybe we can have a glass of wine if my stomach's feeling up to it, but I literally had like 4 glasses of wine last night. Like, yeesh, that's too much. And then for whatever reason, I woke up at 3:30 in the friggin' morning. So I'm like sitting there awake and I'm like, all right, well, I guess I'm gonna turn the TV on and wake up a little bit. And I stayed up till like probably like 8ish, and then I went for a little morning nap, which I never do, but it's Christmas Day. What else are you gonna do, right? Aw, makes you want to go put on makeup. I didn't have any on yesterday. I was kind of prepping my face for this because I wanted to beautify and, I don't know, just trying to have a dress up type of a YouTube channel show. I don't know. Not structured at all. Let's just say that. Like I was like, okay, it's the holidays. I'm having a hard time dealing with all of this. I'm proud of myself that I made it. Let's just say that because I really was having a hard time pulling myself up out of it. Christmas does equal a delicious food. Ooh, Italian food. One time when I was a teenager, I met an Italian family and I did not realize how much they prepare. I mean, it is not just like a 3-course meal. It's like a 7, 10 course meal. You start off with like your soup or your salad, and then you have like I got a meatball like the size of my cup. It was like the size of the bowl. I couldn't even eat it all, and by the time I had finished half the meatball and the salad, and that was just the 2 beginning things, I couldn't even barely eat anything of the main course, the main plate. And then there was more afterwards of all kinds of other things. And I was just like, how do you guys do this? Like, I don't even know where to put it. And she's like, eat more, eat more. And I'm like, I can't. I just can't even take another bite. I'm going to explode. Aw, thank you so much, Chica Chill. That's so sweet of you. But I loved that meal. I mean, wow. Like I couldn't, like she just didn't even stop moving. She was just one thing to the next. And I mean, desserts and appetizers and main course and like the whole table was full. Nobody got up for hours. It was pretty awesome actually. Of course I lost touch with that person, but it was a really wonderful experience. I've never tried chitlings. I think that's African American culture food, but what is it exactly? Is that fried something? Maybe I'm not sure. But I've often done like Chinese food on like New Year's or Christmas. They're always Chinese food's always good. It's pig intestines. Ew. Ew. See, I'm fading away from pork more and more because I find it so fatty and I don't really want to clog up my arteries. Like I understand greasy food sometimes is good and stuff, but like I can't do the bacon. It's just so fatty. There's very minimal meat on there. Um the ribs, I can't do them anymore, man. They're just so there's so much grease and fat and stuff in it. Like it's not a lot of meat, right? I love ribs, but like come on, I can't do all of the fatty meats and then not move around very much. Like how much you got to burn it off, for me anyways. That's how I see it because I have a low metabolism. If I don't do it that way, I'm just going to grow and grow and grow. But pork rinds, black cats love them. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of fading more and more away from the pork. Like I still like a pork chop once in a while because they still have really good meat to it, but it's good for you. I don't know, Percy. I don't know if you could convince me, you know? I don't know. Vegetarian here, you quit eating vegan feasts being prepared. So what are your meals like then, critters? What are your main sort of meals? Like for me, I'm like a meat and veggies type of girl. I love my veggies, I love my salads. I don't know, and I love all kinds of meats except for liver and yeah. Um if it's game meat and it's too tough or bitter, I won't eat that either. Hunted game meat. Salami and cheese, yummy. That reminds me of like here in Canada we do socials. So if you're getting married or well, it is usually before you're getting married, but um people send out, tickets to go to these functions, events, and it's basically a function that's held in kind of a community center or like a larger place you could rent a gym or something like that. And then you can order in, and most people do like platters like that, cold plate platters, and you can put together your sandwiches and stuff like that. Because there's usually alcohol in those events, so they like to have some food too, right? You do 40 minutes on the treadmill every day. Oh, good for you. I was doing 30 minutes a day, but I kind of slacked off. The holidays get me depressed and I just, but the thing is that working out always makes me feel good. I'm hungry too. She's a lady. That's funny. I'm like thinking, what am I going to cook later? Because I really need to make something. I'm sorry. As long as you stay active, that's true. But I find like I'm not as active as I used to be, so I need to do more. And I always feel better after I get off the elliptical. It's just getting the energy and oomph to get on it sometimes. That's a little hard to find, but you quit at age 4, fresh everything. Wow. Well, good for you. I find fresh everything is very expensive. Like I have a hard time trying to do fresh everything. I usually have to do frozen veggies because they're cheaper and salads, layered salad, corn casserole, mac and cheese. So because you are vegan, you do carbs then, carbohydrates like noodles, pastas, rices, stuff like that. That's something that I had to get away from because of my low metabolism. It wasn't healthy for me to have a lot of carbs and not a lot of veggies or meat because it was counterproductive in my system and it created for me to gain weight quickly. Aw, thanks, DJ. I tried to get all pretty. Here, I'll show you. I don't know if you saw. See if I can't turn the camera and back up so you can see me. But I decided to wear a dress to look all pretty. And it has like this little like gathering here, which I really like. I think it's cute. Oh, thanks, Jen. Can't fear death. Death gonna happen either way. You have to eat. Yeah, no, I'm not worried about death. I'm First of all, I really wasn't that happy when I was like 300 pounds. I really wasn't that active either. So, my self esteem went down along with, a lot of other things. So I didn't want to keep living like that. And I've always been a curvy girl, but not knowing my metabolism is what hurt me earlier on because I didn't realize that eating the crackers and the rices and the pastas and all the heavy carbs, which was like the main portion of my diet at the time, it wasn't doing me any good. It was only slowing me down, making me more lazy, making me tired, you know. Oh, thanks, Herb. Hey, Catherine, Merry Christmas. You're still in PJs? That's okay. In all honesty, I'll probably switch over later. I might have a glass of wine with you guys tonight or something, and I may very well just be in PJs. It's not too sunny here. We have cloudy skies. It's all gray. Very pretty dress. Thank you, Chica Chilled. I think I got it at a thrift store for like $5 or $4 or something like that. It was really cheap. It's not that cold here actually. It's been really mild this winter so far. Curvy girls are the best type, Neil says. You're awesome. Thanks, Neil. I wasn't sure how many people would be able to sort of tune in with all the festivities and holiday gatherings and family events and stuff. Weed does that. You're funny. Weed does what, Percy? Because I'm most people who know me know I have a medical marijuana prescription and I have smoked for years. So what are you talking about, Percy? Weed does what? Merry Christmas, Jillian. Hey, Kim. You're listening to her. Who's her? Me? Oh, thanks, Percy. You're a sweetheart. I was really mad at you because I wasn't sure what the heck was happening with my devices and stuff after you finished asking me what devices I use. And next thing you know, they're all going all wonky. And I'm like, what the fiddle? You're watching Christmas movies? First year without your mom and dad and brother all passed away. Oh, honey. I'm so sorry. The only suggestion I can say is to create sort of an ambiance that you love at home, or wherever you are. And if that's cooking something or baking something that you normally wouldn't do, and even if it is just a little bit for yourself, I say do that and then try to just refocus your energy, your mind onto another thing because it's easy to get stuck in depression. I was literally just at a store yesterday telling a lady like it's harder for me to chuckle about nothing, to just try to self convince that I am happy no matter what and that I am okay, no matter what kind of thing. And so like even though I have no family, nobody to celebrate with and nobody's here, I chose to sort of laugh and chat up about nothing and it might look a little bit crazy, but I feel like the more I do that, the more easier it is for it to come out regularly. I don't have to force it anymore, you know? Thanks, DJ. You're so sweet. We still have snow in Wisconsin. Yes, you do. You know computer tech. All right. Well, I don't know. Maybe you're passing the info along to somebody else. I have no idea. Cat hair on my lip, of course. Yeah, Catherine, I hope that your heart grows just by the love online here. Hey, Merry Christmas, Daisy Sunshine. Sushine. I think it's supposed to be sunshine, but there's a comma in there. Sometimes I'll bake something if like I feel really down and I just want to chipper myself up. Like last month I made a cake for no freaking reason at all. I went and gave like half of it away to the neighbors because I mean I can't eat a whole cake anyway. So, it was just one of those things though that to get myself out of the depression and to do something fun for not like no reason, just to sort of self convince that you are okay and you're going to go on and this isn't going to stop your life. It's healthy to chat. Yes, yeah, that's true. And I think it's healthy to just change your mind, because it's easy to get stuck on that sad depression route, right? Hey, Chet Nash, how are ya? Have I considered PayPal? You know what? I do have a PayPal account attached to um my channel. It's right actually as soon as you go into the channel, the trailer has the link, and then right in the banner, I think it has the link there too. You believe they're here with you, Catherine, or your critters? You're telling Catherine that they're definitely watching over you for sure. Neil is saying depression is a hidden illness. Not even doctors know the real answers to cure the problem. But at least it's talked about a lot more than, yeah, in this era. That's very true. I think that not talking about it has created for more of it to happen. I think people feel alone in those feelings, not realizing there's so many of us that feel down too. But I just can't iterate enough how important it is to not stay stuck there, to do whatever it is that makes you happy. And you know if that's sewing or a walk or baking or just whatever it is that sort of picks you up, or you're like, I really enjoy doing that, do that thing so that you can change your mind a little bit. Try to be positive every day. Exactly. Where are you? What state? I am actually in Canada, Kim. I live in central Canada in Manitoba. Aw, see, I hope that warmed your heart, Catherine. It's warming mine for you. Aw, I'm just like, oh, look, people care. It's so sweet. New Orleans is rainy. New Orleans, was that not the place that a tsunami hit like years ago, right? I think my brother had visited there like just prior to that, actually. Crazy. She's a lady says, Sherry, yes, you, who else? I don't join chat rooms. I'm not sure what makes me pop in here, really. You're nice. Aw. Well, you're a sweetheart. Never laid down in the dark by yourself and start singing who like it talks about. Oh my god. 2 days later I got bit. All right, you're just crazy now, Percy. Silly guy. For those of you that don't know Percy Lewis, he's a really fun person, and he's a really awesome dad. So he lives in the United States as well, and it's just he's a really good guy all the way around. So if you're interested in friending or seeing some funny things or a good laugh once in a while, he's pretty silly sometimes. So sad, my precious daughter, who I haven't seen in over a year, got a 4-day leave and off for deployment 4 times, 3 years. Well, that's something to be proud of, though. I was just watching a show this morning on History Channel that was called The World Without Canada. And it was basically sort of, you know, outlining some of the ways that Canada has contributed to things in the world as far as inventions, as far as the war goes, as far as peacekeeping. It was really informative, and it really warmed my heart. Like I found myself just laying there kind of smiling more and more about feeling proud, that Canada was the first one to invent the light bulb. And had that not have happened, we may still possibly be using fire flames in order to light our way and see and stuff throughout the night. And then Canada was the first one to deploy the orbiting space thing, that the first thing that went up to see the world from further back, you know. We I guess scientists wanted to sort of step back and see the world, you know, from further away, and that's what created for them to see the ozone layer and what was happening with our gases and things that we were releasing into the world. And if we hadn't have had that thing orbit and see what was wrong, we may not have been able to stop what was happening, and then nothing would have been able to grow on our earth. I mean, it was just so informative. I was like, wow, I can't even imagine, because they were basically saying, what if this never happened? What if Canada never contributed that piece to the world? What would the world look like if that would have never happened? And I was just like, wow, because all the gases and everything had created for such a huge ozone layer to be broken, it would have eventually created that nothing would grow on Earth anymore. So how would we have been able to sustain ourselves? We would have had, like, it would have just killed our lungs. We would have been dying from the inside out, kind of thing, just being outside. Um, it was crazy. I was like, wow, that's freaking amazing. Like, I was feeling real proud. I was like, oh, look at all the stuff we did. You know, I didn't really know all that about our history. So sorry, just got off topic there. You like to see me laugh. Thanks, Percy. And apparently, Canada was the one that kind of incorporated the peacekeeping, the blue helmets in the war and stuff. And we were also the ones that helped invent sonar so that we were able to combat the Germans, or I can't remember who it was actually, but somebody was trying to take over Great Britain. I think it was the Germans, but I could be wrong. But I think it was the Nazis. Sorry, it was the Nazis. Anyways, if Canada hadn't have figured out sonar and invented that, you know, Great Britain very well may have been taken over. And then what? You know, like then it would have just been Nazi land everywhere, and they would have just infiltrated themselves into teaching and all kinds of, like, it would have been Nazi like lockdown everywhere. Like, holy crap, when you think about that. And like the peacekeeping, the blue helmets, that's us. I'm like, wow, you know, I'm pretty proud of us. I was like, that's really good of us. We've done some good things, you know. You're leaving, DJ? A. I don't know. I just hear DJ take care from Jen there. DJ, that's our saying. A. I don't know where we got it from. I honestly, I have no idea how it got incorporated into our language, but we are very, very kind. We are a kind country, you know. Equals super duper nice and kind. Yeah. Yeah, we have gotten that reputation, which is so fitting. I'm like, I am like that, you know? Oh man. It was pretty interesting, I have to say. Like I, you know, was kind of resting, but I really didn't even want to close my eyes. I was really into the show. It was a really good show. Animals love you no matter what. That is true. That is very true. Cows cause tons a lot of ozone breakdown. Oh, I did not know that. I thought it was more from like our way of living and our gases and, you know, um, the things that are being kind of expelled into the air and the sky. I thought it was from us, you know. But like I say, if Canada hadn't invented the thing that orbited around the world in order to get that view and see that there was a huge ozone thing, like it was going to be detrimental to the human race in total, like in totality, everybody. Nobody would have been excluded. It would have eventually affected absolutely everybody on the earth, you know. So I thought that that was really fascinating. You haven't been to Canada, but it sounds like heaven. No guns means I'll live. What did you say? I'll live to see at least 300 years old. You're hilarious. No, that's from our foods and all the preservatives that nobody's living that long anymore. We used to live, like when we lived on the land, we used to live till like over 100, right? That was pretty normal. Some people lived to like 110. Now that all the preservatives and all like the stuff that's added to our foods have been, you know, we've been eating that for decades. You know, slowly you can see that people aren't lasting as long anymore, and I wonder, I feel like that has a lot to do with what we intake. Oh, you are leaving, DJ? Okay. Merry Christmas to you, honey. Have a great day. Have a safe day. Love you lots. I feel like I missed a bunch of comments here, you guys. She's a lady. Sue Shine. Maybe she did it on purpose. I don't know. Maybe she meant to be like instead of a sous chef, she Sue Shine. Is that even a thing? I don't know. Yeah, Percy is pretty cute sometimes. But you're bragging, Kim. I'm super proud of her, but I miss. You know what? That's okay. You're allowed to brag. I would be proud too if I was you. You go be proud, girl. That's amazing. Like seriously, she's helping your country. That is amazing. You should feel so proud. You don't have to be sorry for bragging ever. To my rescue, Ziggy and Xander and Zeus and Thumbelina and Onyx, Rosie and my Shih Tzu, Katie. Wow, you have a lot of animals. Two were your mom and dad's dogs, though, and two you already had. Yeah, you have to be there for them. That's good of you, though. I'm sure the animals totally appreciate that. They're probably, hey, from Germany. So let me just go over to my little practicing thing and see if I can't find. So Fraklich Weihnachten. I probably didn't say that right. I don't have a German accent, but there was Merry Christmas, Happy New Year in German. But hello. Right? I probably didn't say it right. You're like, oh my goodness. I tried. I really tried. Germany is beautiful. That is part of my heritage, actually. I'd really love to see that place one day. Go and check out Europe, because that's my background. But it's kind of like I felt odd knowing, how much the Germans and the Nazis were trying to take over the world, and being that I have that heritage a little bit, and then knowing, that I'm Canadian German, like it kind of felt like an oxymoron, like it didn't really go together. Like, but whatever, that is my heritage. That's part of me. Happy holidays, Dare to Be Different. I look like $1,000,000. Thank you. I tried to dress pretty. I wore a dress. Ta-da! So thank you for the compliment. I appreciate that. I was kind of feeling myself after I put the dress on. I've actually never worn it anywhere. I bought it and I thought it was so beautiful. It was so cheap. And I was like, oh, I'm totally going to use this one day. And like it sat in the closet for like a year. And I'm finally like, I'm going to put this on and use this today. I don't actually know like my percentage. I thought about doing that ancestry.com thingy, ancestry testing and stuff to kind of see. I just don't really have the money for that right now. It's kind of like an extra. I need to take care of bills and stuff first, student loans, and then we'll focus on fun things. Yes, moi je suis française. I'm also French. So joyeux Noël. You're not alone. Yes, I have a YouTube family. Exactly. And I feel very comforted by that, you guys. I am quite content. My YouTube family grows literally every single day, and I love you guys for that. You're hi from Switzerland. Hi. Switzerland. Shoot. I wonder if I have a Switzerland in here. Oh, I have an Italian. It's Bueno Feste Natalise. Natalise? I don't know how to say that, you guys. I'm trying, but I'm probably really botching it, aren't I? I don't see one. What language is it out over there that you speak? Thank you. So what language does Switzerland speak? It is German? Oh. Well, I tried that already once and I probably didn't do it very good. Let's see if I can find it again here. German. It was Frocklich Weinhachten. I don't know. I'm not using my ach properly. And Italian? Okay, well, let's see. I do have an Italian one in here. Italian, where is it? Oh, Italian. Where is it? Of course, I can't find it now. There it is. Bueno feste Natalise. Is it Natalise or Natalise or something? I don't know. German or French in Switzerland, Loney says. Cool. So Joyeux Noël works, Ben. 3 languages. Oh my goodness. You heard that Deborah Leary about that? I'm sorry. What is that? Blanky Jen. Francais, German, Italian, and Romansh. Wow. Amazing. Grandmother used to complain. Ingerman? Oh, in German, sorry. Otherwise, both my grandparents learned English immediately upon arriving to America. That's cute. So, anybody have any big plans for New Year's or any big celebrations? Joyeux Noël, Yvette. Your grandparents spoke multiple languages. Norwegian grandparents only spoke Norwegian English. There's so many versions of English that literally it's supposedly said that it's one of the hardest languages to learn, which I don't understand how that is. But you're winning the lottery, Kim. Yay! Watching the ball drop in Manhattan. Okay. Switzerland is also beautiful. Never been there, but you Facebooked it. Oh, okay. Well, I think it's Denver. No, maybe it's not Denver. There's a place, I think it's in Europe, Denmark maybe. They have like their wage is like $30 an hour. They have free education, they have free medical. Like it's literally quite seemingly seems like the best financially place to live, you know? But it is in Europe, so you have to sort of, hey, Robert, happy holidays. You do have to get like your citizenship and stuff like that to go there and stuff. It's not even easy for us Canadians. It's a process. Just the same for you guys, you know? All languages are English, but in different form. Warning. Please don't listen to. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Shush, Percy. Cost of living is high in Europe. Oh, well, see, I didn't know that. And I have probably, if I would have thought about moving there, that would have been something that I balanced out because you do want to make sure that you can afford, your rent and your utilities and whatever, your food, your basic necessities to survive. But I didn't actually look into cost of living in Europe. But I thought that that was pretty phenomenal benefits, though. Webster's, it says English is the hardest language to learn because of cinnamon. Yeah, yes, the variations of one word and how it can change the entire sentence is, yes, that's what I heard. It was basically the hardest language to learn because of that. But because it's my native language, I just don't see it, you know. I guess it's because I've always known it and I just don't see it. You'd love to live in Tuscany and Paris. Socialism. Paris would be a really cool place to check out one day. I hear they have the bridge, the love bridge for locks. So you can go there with your loved one, whether that's your daughter, your mother, or your partner, you know, and you can go and put a lock on the bridge, and then you throw the key over into the water, basically kind of signifying, you know, your togetherness and stuff. Or it's really cool. If you've never seen it, you can actually Google it and see all the locks, like all down the bridge. Like it's so cool. Rents are astronomical. See, like that would be a no-no for me, you know, even if the wage was $30 an hour, like if most of that's taken from just paying for rent, or you know, like, and your utilities, like your basics, that would just not be okay for me. Christmas greetings from Illinois. Hey, Orange Tabby. Merry Christmas to you. Yes, the locks. You know, you're French, but Paris. From Paris? No way. You're from Paris, Loney? That's so cool. So, I mean, I just want to go and stand under the Eiffel Tower. Like, who doesn't want to see the Eiffel Tower? I realize it's just a piece of metal, but it's so like tall and iconic, and you know, you'd love to live in Canada if it wasn't so cold. It's really not that bad. People make it out to be a lot worse than what it is. And when I was a kid, it was way worse. Global warming is certainly affecting us. Our winters are mild now. You get the pretty white snow everywhere. Everything just looks nice and clean. And when there's no wind, you guys, it's literally not even cold. Like it really isn't. You can go outside in like a sweater and a vest kind of thing. You've been up, you can go up the Eiffel Tower. I didn't know that. I thought it was just a big like, because when I Monopoly has that little guy, doesn't it? You know, when I played that game as a kid, I always wanted to be the Eiffel Tower. But I didn't know you could actually go up inside of it or on it or whatever. I thought it was just a huge structure. You've been up the Eiffel Tower. I gotta hear this. Yeah, there's lifts and even stairs. No way. So all the way to the top or no? Or like what? Culture amazes me. I would be on bridge by myself better to signify self-love. Hey, that's a wicked idea, Daisy. That is a really good idea. Taking back the power of self-love and putting a lock on for yourself. That's actually a pretty cute idea. I like that. I wish I lived closer, you know. Or if I had a vehicle, I might even do like a road trip one day for it, you know. That would be fun. One day. Wages equal, so like higher wages equal higher rents is what you're saying, but European countries take care of their people. Interesting. Well, and I just hear there's so many more people there. So it would just be so much more busy compared to here, you know? I'm glad you like it, Francisco. Merry Christmas from Jersey, Mr. Cocoa Nuts. That's a cute name, I have to admit. Hey, 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 Sunkissed. Jersey in the house. Love it. Love the attitude. Love the oomph. Oomph. It's kind of a fun word. Now I'm just being silly blonde. New Zealand looks awesome too, Kim says. Yeah, you got better. I'm not coming to Wisconsin. Are you kidding me? After what happened to Jamie Kloss, in Barron, Wisconsin, I don't think I'll ever visit Wisconsin. It's like the capital for sex trafficking, and it's like meth central right now. Like we got enough meth problems over here, thanks. I just so like disgusted by it. The drug world is just taken over. It's corrupting all the good people that are left. Ah, getting angry. You know, New Zealand. Yeah, I'd love to travel too. Yeah, exactly. It's the money thing. Eiffel Tower in Paris remind me of the movie with Jack Nicholson and Diane Keaton. She's a writer. He has Heart Attack, my favorite. I wish you could remember the name. You probably were trying to think of the name while you were. Hey Ed, Merry Christmas to you and your family. Thanks for popping in to say hello. But you're probably just typing that out, trying to remember the name, and then, and then couldn't remember it or something. Amsterdam. I've never been to Amsterdam yet. No, but that is in Canada here. No, they didn't find Jamie. Jeez. I'm so frustrated with that. I'd really like to know if the FBI found any camera footage on the highway of any interest vehicles of interest that could have possibly been involved in this. I just feel like there's so much that we just don't know. And because there's still an investigation process, she's still missing. So why would they release that? They don't want to tip off the guys that are the bad ones that are doing this. Meth is ramped everywhere, Daisy Sushine. I love your name. But honestly, it's everywhere and it sucks. Like New York is really high cost of living. Average rent for small apartment in New York, $2,000. Holy crap! That's crazy. I can't even imagine. That's just insane. There is a problem in Scotland with with a drug called spice. What does it do? What is it? What do we know about it? What is this spice thing? What is K2 and all that jazz? What's SF? Is that San Francisco, Jen? Probably same as Manhattan. No, I got lucky with reasonable rent. Good for you. I think you can find it within reason. Especially with private renters. They're usually pretty good. Oh no. Well, I think it's just gone crazy. It's gone mad. I don't know who the hell's fucking bringing all this stuff out onto the streets and stuff, but like I honestly like I've been there, done that. I feel like I kind of dealt with things in the wrong way when I was younger and stuff, but the way that the world is going now, infiltrating so much of these drugs and stuff, and so many people feeling down and depressed and turning to some of these things to comfort themselves, not realizing the danger attached to it and what it's going to destroy in their lives. um it's become an epidemic. We can't even get rid of it. Even if we tried, it's so out there right now. So I don't know what they're going to do, but it just really doesn't seem to be getting any better. It seems to be getting way worse. Yeah, drug sellers prey on the weak. The homeless. You know, it's just sad to be honest. Something's got to give. Okay. I'll have to look into that, Deborah. Thank you. I'm glad you were able to find the name. That will like bother me if I'm talking about something and I can't figure out the name or the title or something like that. It'll bug me to no end. I will literally stop doing whatever I'm doing in order to figure it out, like Google search or whatever I got to do, so that I'm not frustrated. Hey, Lahena. Merry Christmas, honey. Hey, Laura. Just joined. Feliz Navidad. That one's pretty easy to say, I have to admit. I've said it in German, which is not very easy. I don't know German. My parents, well, my dad is a German one, but he just never really had enough patience to sort of teach us that kind of stuff. I think we knew like one sentence. And the one sentence he taught us was to say, "Watch out or I'll kill you," or something. Like I probably can't even say it right even now, so but yeah, so I tried to say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year in German, Italian, Spanish, um, French. It's just when someone comes on and I'm like, "Oh, do you have a language?" I'll try and say like Merry Christmas, Happy New Year in your language. But you left and went to Google. That's so me, Devorah. Like I'm like, I got to figure this out. Like I'll be back. I'm the same way. Joyeux Noël. Joyeux Noël, ma belle. My feet are starting to get cold. You guys who are all saying Canada's too cold. Well, when you're wearing bare feet on a hardwood floor, yes, it's a little bit chilly. It's really not that cold here, you know. I don't think I could go out in this, you know, without a jacket or anything, but you're in Florida. You want to send some more of that warm weather this way, please? How about we make a deal and you send it for the new year? Okay. January 1st, let's start melting. Deal? Shake on it. I'm just bugging you guys. I'm just being silly because I feel comfortable enough to do that with you all. Yes, I love my hardwood floors, but they're chilly, you know. Like I'm a slipper girl all the way, you know. In the summertime, I'll literally like wear my flip flops like all throughout the house, you know. I clean it, so I'm like, whatever. Florida sunshine 24/7. I wish I knew how to say your name. I just see Miri, but I don't know how to say the last part at all, hon. It's not that bad. -10 today. See, yesterday was -7 in Manitoba, and like the day before that was -4. Like it's been freaking beautiful. Like beautiful. Like I got my winter coat on and stuff, and I'm walking. I got my toque and a face thing, and I'm literally taking it off and opening up my coat, and I'm like, holy crap! Like it's so nice. Originally from New York, Deborah is saying. Merry Christmas, soul. Feliz Navidad, because I think you're Spanish. The Maldonado kind of gives it away. 42, Long Island. My temperature here, honestly, it's probably right around Lahaina's, like -10, not even. It's probably still in the minus single digits, you know? It's really, really nice here. I'll switch place with you. You hate Florida? Really? Why? I'm so curious. Although, you know what, you guys, like, I don't like to get into bashing anybody or anything like that, but I would be scared to live in the United States with Trump running things the way that he's doing, you know? I feel like he's going to cause some problems for the world, and Canadians might have to come in and be the peacekeepers. Like, okay, stop, you know? It's just scary to know that he's fighting with, you know, North Korea, and there's all kinds of division in the political world right now that could create for another war if we aren't careful. Some people aren't careful, you know. And like, seriously, who needs to deal with that? We don't need World War III. We really don't. Hotter than November, Lahaina's saying. Yeah. Feliz Navidad. You die, can't take cold, Daisy says. Aw. It's been a little chilly in Florida. Don't lie, soul. That's not true. 42? That's not chilly. I'm just bugging you. I know that when your skin and your body is used to the warmer weather, you go down or up a few degrees. It really does affect you. You guys can feel it. So I'm just bugging you. Like, I know you guys have a different kind of chilly, but compared to mine, it's not chilly at all. It's hot. Season and hurricanes. Oh, that's scary. Wait a minute. What's the hurricane again? The tornadoes, the wind, hurricane is rain, or because we don't get those here, you guys. I'm not sure. I might sound like a total bimbo dummy right now, but I don't actually know. I can't remember. The tsunami is like the water like coming from the ocean, right? So what's the hurricane again? Oh, it's rain and wind. Okay. You've been wanting to move out of state or country. Yeah, so Florida's kind of like its own country, no disrespect. Okay. So like what do you mean? Like they're making up their own ways and rules and laws and stuff, or and they're very different from the rest of the other states, or what? Sunkissed, back to Long Island, Suffolk country. You like it in Toronto, dare to be different, but don't care for the cold weather. Yeah, I know. I don't think any of us Canadians really like the cold weather, but the country's so great, we're willing to put up with it for 4 short months. It used to be literally like half the year. Half the year was like cold, fall, winter, and then the other half of the year, for sure in Manitoba, was known as construction season because that's when all the street, repairs were happening and stuff. So we'd always complain that there's 2 seasons in Manitoba, construction and winter, but it's changed. Like there's no longer 6 months worth of winter anymore. It's literally down to like 4 months. My dream is to visit Sanibel Island in Florida, collect seashells. That would be so cool, Jen. Can I come? I'd love to collect seashells. That would be so cool. The thing that scares me about the ocean, though, is not seeing some of the deadly things in it, such as jellyfish. I hear those stings really freaking hurt. Sharks, they lurk in the lower waters. You don't always see them coming. Um, like just some of the scary creatures that are in the water world. I feel like it's a whole nother dimension to the world kind of thing. It's a whole nother territory. Daisy, is that your name, Katrina? Or are you just saying that to someone else who's named Katrina that I maybe missed? Hurricane Sandy ruined my life. Oh no. So do you live close to the ocean that when that hurricane happens, does it just kick up all the sand and everything everywhere or what? I could imagine that being a huge job to clean up. Like, ugh. For me, Florida, nice to visit, but parts of Long Island are gorgeous. Okay. I've always wanted to go to Canada. It's really nice here, and it's just kind of a dress for the weather type of place. You get used to it. Daisy, it is kind of like a dry cold here. You're right. But like I said, you dress for it and you don't even notice it. Everything just kind of looks all pretty. Oh, Hurricane Katrina. Sorry, Daisy. Yes. Sorry, sorry. Wet cold is a big difference. Ontario has wet cold in Canada and it's really I don't like it. Like you're cold to your bones and you can't seem to warm up. Like it's just stuck on you, you know? I don't like that feeling. Merry Christmas, Anne. Anyone ever been to Sanibel Island in Florida? No, no. New Smyrna Beach is notorious for shark attacks. See, that's just scary. I've watched a few of those, survivor shows of shark attacks and like just deadly, to be doing one thing and then next thing you know you're being pulled underwater trying to get eaten alive, literally. And you can't blame them. I mean, they don't realize that you're not food. You're in their world, right? So I mean, they're just like, "Hey, look at that huge burger." Like whatever they're thinking, you know what I mean? And then like they just go for it. They just see the image. They don't realize it's, they can't differentiate. They're animals, they're mammals. So I just think it's really scary when you step into, a territory that's unknown. And for me, the water just is unknown. Portuguese man. Oh my. Oh, you're funny. You just created a sonic repellent for sharks and it worked in Australia. No way. Hey, that's a pretty cool invention. You guys share, you guys seem alike. You and I seem alike from what I'm learning. That's cool. It's neat to find people that are like you, in the world. Box jellyfish are deadly. That does sound deadly, Jen. Quarter block from the ocean, beach bungalow, 6 feet of water. 6 feet of water? Oh my goodness. Seriously? Did you lose your home and everything? Because that's just brutal. You heard the people are wonderful in Canada. We are pretty wonderful. Don't get me wrong, I have my days where I'm just cursing and swearing and mad as all hell, but most of my days are I try to be positive. But I do keep to myself a lot too though. I've learned over the years that the more people that you hang out with, the more drama and bullshit that you have to deal with. So I kind of keep my circle pretty small because of dealing with other people's bullshit and stuff and drama and trauma and fighting and like just whatever, like bullshit and drama. So you live in Jackson, Florida. Hey, Jennifer. Florida sticks out all around by water hurricanes from the Atlantic. Hey, Bobby. Merry Christmas to you. That's why I only go in ankle deep. Soul, you're so funny. Ooh, this water is so nice. Just in your feet. It's good enough for me. I'll go dry off. That's cute. That's really cute. I'd like to go on a boat. That would be kind of cool to check out one day. You've never been attacked by a shark? Eesh. Yeah, and the seaweed is kind of gross too, right? You're getting all caught up in something. It's like, get off of me. What are you? Like, just feels weird, right? Clearwater Beach is beautiful. I would love to see like a crystal clear water. I don't know if that's the actual name of a place that you're saying, but I'm actually saying like it would be awesome to see crystal clear water. I did see it in Ontario in my early 20s, and I was shocked that we had that kind of water in Canada, you know. But I haven't been all across Canada though. I should really travel my own country before I start traveling other countries, to be honest. That way, if anything goes wrong, I sort of learn my lessons at home before going elsewhere, right? Who wants to go somewhere and get locked up? Like, really? No drama, exactly. Yeah, I'm drama free because like the thing is about drama is like I'll throw it down. I don't give a shit sometimes. It depends on the situation though, but I'm not gonna freaking hold back either if I feel like unjustified or wrong or whatever. Something's happened that I feel like I gotta stand up for either myself or someone else. Like it's a I won't hesitate, like I'll go at it verbally too, but who wants to hang out like that? Like, anyone know the song from the group, the Ramones, Rockaway Beach? No, I don't know that song. Ti amo chiquita. I'm not sure what that means. I think ti amo is I love you, but I don't know what chiquita means. So thank you. Live South Louisiana. Know too much about hurricane, more than you care to know. Yeah, that's scary. Like I know somewhere in Asia I saw, and maybe this was exactly what I saw, was a hurricane, and people were literally getting blown off their feet, like carried away by the wind. And I'm like, holy crap. Like you couldn't walk against that wind. It was so powerful. It threw people across streets and stuff. Like I was like, holy, that's intense. Chiquita is a term of endearment. Oh, okay. Well, that's super cute. Thank you. You keep your circle small for the same reason, Sherry. Thanks, Jennifer. It's true though, right? There's just so much crap. And most people have an ulterior agenda. They aren't really being friendly to you to be friendly to you because they really like you. They have an ulterior agenda, They have an ulterior motive. Merry Christmas to you, Ray. You're the same. Stand up for others. Yes, yeah, I do. Yeah, like that show, What Would You Do, with Joan Kinos, I think his name is. He's really good. I really like that show. But they set up certain situations in public places, and see if they can get reactions from people and what people will say or do to help someone else and stuff like that. So I really like that show. I'm like, that would so be me, kind of getting involved in a sense. Like, what are you doing? Like, I don't know. It depends on the situation. Chiquita's like calling me baby. Oh, okay. What she said, I love you, baby, then? The Vergandra. Pookie Pookie. Okay, then. Interesting name. I probably didn't say it right. Excuse me. Sorry. In my experience, too many narcissists out there. Yeah, exactly. Well, and I kind of feel like people judge not really knowing who someone is. They've maybe made up their mind based on someone else's opinion or something they heard or, whatever. The way that you look, even sometimes, they just don't like you. And it's pretty obvious. It's very obvious. Couldn't even imagine Louisiana during a hurricane, which is regular, it seems. You have to put shutters up on the windows. Okay. I can't even imagine cleaning up like a whole bunch of sand coming blowing in onto your house. I mean, oh, what a mess that would be, to be honest. Sometimes don't want to answer the door or the phone to family, their drama, have buckets. Excuse me. I call it the bucket. That's cute. I hear you though, Daisy. Yeah, it's there's just so much division out there in families these days. You can't even, so many of us can't even rely on the people that we were supposed to be able to get unconditional love from and be able to rely on for life, right? Therefore, creating for us to branch out and find the people that we aren't related to that care enough about us that want to help us. Different attitudes on situation. Amazing what people do if not being watched or been observed. What do you mean by that, Ray? Amazing what people do if they're not being watched or observed. TV. There's a show called Perfect Presents. Kittens playing a Christmas suit music. Lanky Jen, if that picks your spirits up and makes you feel good, then I encourage you to watch more of it. Self care is 100% important. I don't even think it's possible to be positive and happy without self care. You have to care enough about yourself in order to bring yourself to happiness. Nobody else is going to get you there for you. Nobody else, you shouldn't be counting on anybody else for your happiness. You should take control of that for yourself and count only on yourself for that. And then in turn, how I see it is that you make other people, you help other people, and it creates for the give and take at that point, like they see that you've been there for them and now they're going to be there for you. So to me, average person doesn't like to get involved in people's problems. I've seen it firsthand and it sucks. Yeah, but it's sad, right? When you, at least even if you can only give some verbal advice or suggestions, often it's good to talk about what's going on with other people so that you get another perspective possibly, and you get suggestions that you potentially didn't think about, right? Merry Christmas, Jose. Happy New Year, Dallas, Texas. Aw, love you too. Thank you for your kindness and support and compliments and love, everything. All of you guys are really special to me. I promised myself I wasn't going to cry on this show, I was going to just keep it positive. I prettied myself up, and the last live show we sort of got focused on the family aspect of things, and it really tugged on my heart. And I'm the kind of person that I can't hold that stuff back, and I can't fake it. If it tugs on my heart, no matter what it is, you'll see that. But today I was like, okay, you cried it out, you even cried last night. We're not going to get on YouTube and start crying again. Who wants to get on YouTube and listen to you crying, Sherry? So I was like, self-talk and like, stay positive. We're not going to go there. We're going to be happy. And so here we are. And we've made it. I think we've done pretty good, We did it. We did it. Love yourself before. Exactly. Because, you're never going to be able to be helpful towards other people if you don't care enough about yourself first, But I think it takes some of us a long time to realize that, myself included. I did not always realize that I should have been in control of my own happiness and not counting on my boyfriends, or my friends to sort of pick me up and make me feel better. That's not to say that your friends aren't and shouldn't be there for you when you're going through something, and to listen, a shoulder to cry on and stuff like that. But who wants to always be that person for someone, right? If they never have a positive moment, it's draining, and it makes it hard to connect and be there for someone if it's always that you're giving to them and they're always, down and in trouble and stuff. It will create distance, Love, not live. Why we have extended family that are not blood. Some people will do the wrong thing. Think example is package poacher robbers. Yeah, ring doorbell microphone to make person aware you are busted. Yeah, it's pretty cool actually that the United States has been sort of encouraging its citizens to install these ring doorbells because of the amount of thefts that are happening right off the front porches and stuff. Excuse me. I hope you didn't hear that. I'm so sorry. But have you seen Glitter Farbox for box thieves? No, I haven't. Oh, yes, I have. No, I'm sorry. That took me a minute. I have. They steal the package, they get it home, and there's literally like a camera watching them kind of thing as it spits out a bunch of glitter at them, and that's it. Like, that's all they got for stealing that whatever package, I did see that, and I thought that was kind of cool too. But how many people are actually going to pay to have that done, to do that? What I did also hear about is police officers setting up fake packages like they do with the cars. They'll set up like what do they call it, for crying out loud? I can't think of the word right now. It's like a bait car, right? That's probably the right word. Well, they're going to do that with these gifts and have bait gifts sort of laying around where they actually catch these people going up to people's houses and stealing something. But really, the gift isn't going to have anything in it. It's just going to be a bait gift in order to catch these people, which I thought was a really, really innovative thing. And speaking of innovative, I'm sorry to switch routes on you here, but I also heard after the Carlina White kidnapping in Harlem, New York, I heard that they started using like these alarms on children, on babies, so that if someone goes too far away from like the pediatric area, the alarm will sound off and the entire hospital will literally just shut down. Nobody goes in, nobody goes out until the child is found, you know? So I thought that was very innovative too, because it's kind of like the cart system. When you're shopping at a certain store, you can't wheel your cart outside of the parking lot because it has like the brake locks on the wheels, right? So it will only let you go so far so you don't steal their cart to take your stuff home. So I thought that was really innovative to do that with children being born. You know, put this alarm on them that if they left the area, the alarm would go off and everything would shut down. So yes, Jen, it is a tough time of year for everyone. But as I said earlier to you guys, you know, just know what it is that makes you feel better. Sometimes we don't even know what the hell that is, right? So it's best to kind of try different things in order to figure out what you really like to do to de-stress, to change your mind so you're not focused on the negative or, you know, the brokenheartedness of the situation. And that's not to say that you shouldn't take care of yourself and cry it out and maybe therapy or whatever it is that you do, but you can't stay stuck there. You know, you have to mentally be strong enough to pull yourself up out of it, you know. Hopefully this might help, right? Just a different perspective, you know, a different suggestion of trying something that you enjoy doing. It would help, you know, change your mind and not focus on negativity, right? It is okay to show emotion. That's kind of where I was going with that. Hua, is it hua? Sorry, but that is where I was going. Is you do want to self care. If you do want to get those emotions out, you don't want to just mask them and forget that they're there and ignore them. You know, it's just you don't want to stay there. You don't want to stay in that slump. Otherwise, it's harder and harder to get out. You know. Stealing packages from homes is disgusting. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Get a job. I really like the bait gift. I think that that's going to help catch some of these, you know, criminals that think it's fun or it's okay to steal someone else's stuff, you know? I mean, you don't even know what the heck is in the damn thing anyway. So what is the point of that, you know? Like you don't even know what's in it. So, you know, you could be stealing a book that you're not even interested in reading. Like if I missed saying hello to anybody, I'm sorry. I see a new name. Oh, sorry. No, that's you're saying. I think you're saying my husband. No, what's HISNMD, Laura? Your husband. You were trying to say husband. Okay. All right. Have a beautiful Xmas, Lahena. Take care. Stay safe. Okay. Well, this has been really nice hanging out and chatting and stuff. Um, I don't know if there's anything else that you guys want to chat about, but I had thought about logging in later this evening to have that glass of wine with you guys. You know, I did say it would be nice to have a Christmas drink or something, right? So I cry at the smallest stuff too, Deborah. Don't feel bad. I literally like will be watching a commercial for crying out loud and I'm like, you know, I love that Huggies commercial. A hug is the best thing of all. I'm like, oh, I want a hug now. Seriously. Your husband has seen a practice drill for what the hospital needs to do when a baby gets kidnapped. They use a practice baby. No way. That's intense. Like, I can't even imagine what Joy would have thought getting that phone call when she didn't even really, in her gut, something was telling her, don't leave your child here. And the exact person who ended up taking her was the exact person who comforted Joy in the hospital, consoling her and saying, you feel comfortable to leave your child here. And the next day, she gets a phone call from the hospital that her child has been taken. I mean, holy crap. I can't even imagine. I mean, naturally, of course, they took out a lawsuit on the hospital. I mean, how do you even put a price tag to a baby though? Like, that's insane. And then, 23 years later, she's solving her own kidnapping case, all because she got pregnant and just needed some, health insurance and needed a copy of her birth certificate. So she asked her mom for that piece of paper and ended up getting a fake birth certificate that she tried to use, but was informed this is a fake birth certificate. You can't use this. To which she confronted her mom, and her mom admitted that she's actually not her biological mom. And I mean, it's weird too, because she had inklings that she wasn't related because they had no visual resemblance to each other. So, I mean, as she's growing up, she's realizing, like, I look really different from my family. Like, that would make you question it all on its own. Never mind trying to take in a birth certificate that you think is yours and being told that it's not real, it's fake. Like, how terrifying, all of it, for Joy, for Carlina. Now, I mean, granted, Carlina was raised fairly nice anyways with her mom, but heart-wrenching for poor Joy, who actually gave birth to the girl and didn't even get to raise her. Like, I can't even imagine, the heart wrench attached to that. I, I, I can't even imagine what she felt like when she got that phone call and they were telling her, I'm so sorry. Like, your daughter is missing. She's gone. Like, we cannot find her in the hospital. Like, I would have been a mess, cursing and swearing. And what the hell did you guys do? And like, and then to know that the cameras weren't working and stuff, that's really unfortunate. I think that's probably something that hospitals now make sure that that security feature is always working in case this happens, right? To turn around and look for camera footage and see that there's a bunch of cameras there, but none of them are working. I mean, all of it just, talk about coming crashing down. So I think that's pretty interesting that they came up with a way to attach like an alarm, almost like an ankle bracelet or something, to the children that are born, creating for them to not be able to be taken out of the hospital. Now, let's just hope there's no way to take that thing off, you know, and then leave, because that would be a concern. I would want to make sure that that wasn't something, because with an ankle bracelet with prisoners and stuff, if you try to tamper with it, it will also go off an alert to let the person know that it's being tampered with. So I would hope that that was kind of a feature that was included with these, baby ankle bracelets. That feels so weird to say because you don't picture an ankle bracelet on a baby, but but honestly, in order to avoid having a child abducted from a hospital again, and it has happened here in Canada. I Googled it afterwards because I wanted to know, had that ever happened in Canada? And of course it has, it of course has. So, but I would hope that it would set off an alarm letting them know, like, it's being tampered with, or it's being taken off so that they could quickly, tend to that. But Laura, the alarm goes off, every security guard goes to all the exits and locks the doors. Nice. That's comforting for real, because that's the place that you should be able to trust. Your child has 104 temperature, needs an intravenous. You should be able to trust the hospital staff. But I guess back in the day too, this was 1987. they weren't thinking about all these things that could have gone wrong. It took for something to go wrong in order to put in place different, um, methods of dealing with it, right? So, like, I'm really happy that they changed some of their ways on this. You appreciate the chat. That's awesome. I'm glad you guys enjoy it for real. Cried on that story. I can't even imagine. I mean, she must have just been beside herself. She already had a feeling that she didn't want to leave her daughter at the hospital for some reason, which is weird because it's a hospital and you would think you wouldn't have that kind of feeling in a hospital. But, she already didn't want to leave her there. And then this woman convinces her, and it ends up being the exact woman who took her. Like, you can imagine the confusion for poor Carlina. Now, of course, both the moms are kind of fighting. I mean, this mom really had no rights, but I mean, and of course, this mom wanted her in jail for what she did. Like, she took away her daughter from her and raised her. Like, come on, that's, even if you did it nicely and right, that's just wrong on so many levels. You still cry at the end, wreck it. Aw, when he's falling. That's cute, Laura. When I gave birth to my youngest daughter, I had a bracelet linking me to my daughter. That's how we do it in Canada, too. There's a bracelet that goes on the mom, there's a bracelet that goes on the child, and as well as the ankle of the child. And you match all three of them up before you give the child to the parent, Deborah, I appreciate all of you guys being here, too. It's a smaller show today, but that's okay. It's Christmas. Everybody's probably busy with family or cooking and all kinds of festivities with a bunch of people. So I understand, not having a huge amount of people viewing today, but it's nice that some of you are able to join and say hello and chat. I really enjoy it with you guys. We should be able to trust hospitals. Exactly, and schools too. Yes. The school shootings are brutal. Man, oh man. That's a battle all in itself for the United States that I've noticed you guys struggling with a little bit because you want to hold on to the constitutional right to hold and have your guns, but it's so readily available that it's falling into the wrong hands sometimes and creating catastrophe. You don't agree when baby born, they put date, name, picture of baby on billboard. Think weird and unsafe. Whereabouts do they do that, Daisy Sushine? Ah! Of course, I tried to move something. Excuse me. Daisy, I was hoping that maybe you could tell me where that is that happens. Sorry for my hand on there. I always try to remember to use this hand, but sometimes I go with the wrong one because I'm right-handed. New Orleans. Oh. So kind of like an information board, is that what you mean? Because like I know that we have that too, especially for the emergency room, especially for the birthing room, it's written on a board and then it's erased when the child leaves or the person, goes out of that care into another unit or whatever. Mental health is a huge problem here. People fall through the cracks. Yes. I really actually, it concerned me that my mother always told people that I had, mental disabilities and mental diseases and all this kind of stuff. It literally created for me to go and get psychological analyses done on myself because I wanted to make sure that I was normal. I felt normal, but I didn't know how you're supposed to feel if you have, double personality disorder and bipolar disorder and shit like that. I was like, what am I supposed to be feeling if that is true, what she's saying? So I'm glad to say, happy to announce that both of my medical analyses that were done for psychological, you know, purposes were both classified as normal. So really upsetting though to hear your own mother say that about you to other higher officials, like to hear that come from someone else, knowing that that came from her. And like I even saw an email with her, from her, with that information in there and stuff like that. Like it was just really, it was always really hurtful because I felt like I was normal, but the way she was talking and stuff, it just prompted me to want to get that checked, because I thought, what, like, I don't feel abnormal, and sure enough, I went and got it checked and I'm normal and fine. I've been through a lot of shit, but I don't suffer from those types of mental illnesses. I do have depression. I was diagnosed in 2008 with that, but yeah, my mother told me that, like, all throughout my teenage years, all throughout my 20s. She was telling authorities that, like CFS, Child and Family Services, government people, pretty much anybody she could tell, she was telling that stuff to, including extended family and stuff. Like, unbelievable. Like, talk about defamation of character. Like, 100%. 100%. But whatever. Yeah, people do kind of throw it around, I'm so bipolar. No, but I'm really not, I would kind of fly off the handle a little bit if I got really upset about something, but it was something that backed that. It wasn't just out of nowhere. But yeah, it was really disheartening, to have her do that to me. But yes, I love my YouTube family. You are our YouTube family. Yes, I love that. That is very comforting to me, you guys. Really, it really is. And even though it's just online and it's just here, it's really nice to connect and see support and encouragement. I appreciate that. Yeah, I've seen that chips thing, but I think as a parent, Sunkissed, I think you're supposed to be able to have the opportunity to say no to the chip, which I think people should do. But that's my opinion. Nothing is scared or sacred. Not all are bad, but there are a few that technology is being developed to make it a safer place, hopefully. Yeah. Yeah, I'm normal. Yeah, I know. But like when you hear somebody saying that, who, like, she's my biological mother, like I was just like, what level of truth is there to this? Like, what does she know that I don't know about myself or something? Like, she really made me question myself, you know? And it really wasn't very nice of her, to be honest. Nobody should have to question their mental stability when you're going through hard times in life, just trying to deal with life. But I would have been the first person to admit it if there was something that was wrong with me, though, and take whatever medications were necessary in order to keep that in check. However, I didn't feel that I was, so I was just like, where is she getting this? And it just created for me to want to go and check it out. And once I got the first positive, healthy psychological analysis, I went for a second one in a different town, like a different doctor, somebody who didn't know me at all, for another one, just to be sure, what's normal exactly, right? All I could think of, Deborah, was like, if she thinks that I have all these things wrong with me, what is wrong with her? Like, because I came from her, and the apple usually doesn't fall too far from the tree. So if all these things are wrong with me, then what the hell is wrong with you that gave this to me? Like, I was just like, wait a minute. Like, whatever, whatever. I dealt with it. This was years ago already, you guys, years ago. But yeah, you have to laugh it off because it's just like clearly something might be wrong with her that she thinks all of that about her only daughter. Like, whatever though. Oh man. Yes, today must be really hard for Shanann's family. And maybe Frankie's dating somebody, and they have kids and they'll be able to sort of, channel their pain and focus on somebody else or something else, But it's got to be so hard for them for sure. Yeah, parents' decision for the chip, and they might YouTube company old guy. That's awesome. You think the whole world is bipolar? That's funny. Oh man. Anyone would listen to her. She told her lies and then shit, mom. Aw. Thanks, Laura. I try not to talk badly about my mom. I disagree with a ton of things that they did, and I think that they could have chosen some different ways of parenting, but to each their own. Nobody comes with a manual and, instructions. So, like they felt that they did the best that they could, and they don't think that they've done anything wrong, and that's their prerogative to think that. They don't have to listen to how I feel and what I feel I went through. They don't have to honor it at all. They don't even have to hear it, and that's their choice. If I was them, I would want to apologize. I would want to build the relationship. I would want to move forward. But they seem to be very stuck in their ways, that their ways were exactly on point and they did nothing wrong as a parent. And every decision was a good decision. And I disagree. And we probably will never agree on some of those things. So it's unfortunate because my mom kind of runs the family show. Like what my mom says kind of goes, so she has the power to be positive and bring the family together, or to be negative and keep dividing us. And she continues to divide us all the time. So it's her choice, I'm not here to judge her because I'm not the judge. She'll meet her maker one day too. And I'll have to be responsible for my decisions and my wrongdoings and all of my shit. So, I actually know my mom and I have not had a relationship for years. Like pretty much when she signed me away to Child and Family Services when I was 15, we kind of stopped talking. Like we started talking again for short bits of time, like very, very, very short. Never long enough to commence building that relationship together. So we literally have no relationship, and it doesn't seem to be anything that she's interested in either. So I refuse to live my life chasing somebody who was supposed to unconditionally love me when they never did. So, and that's how I feel about it. And they've never, ever validated that. They've always told me I was wrong, that they loved me 100%, and they were involved in all the decisions that were made for me or about me. I think that it was wrong, that they shouldn't have put me outside of the home. They should have educated me before doing something like that. It was very scary and traumatic, and it created a lot of trauma and drama in my life, I don't know, actually, Laura. I really don't know. I don't know how she's been able to cut off her feelings, but she's successfully been able to do that for so many years now. I don't think it'll ever go backwards. I don't think we're going to ever have that relationship, And I've spent many, many, many years crying about that, wishing that things were different, but they're not. So, like I've said before, there's no point in living in negativity. You can't, it's like a relationship where a husband and a wife, like if one doesn't want the thing to work, it's not going to work. One person can't make it work for both. So, I feel like I've tried and I'm upset about a lot of things. And if they don't want to validate that and they don't want to try to work with that and honor that in any way, well, I'm sorry, I can't have a relationship with you because they do nothing but bring me down, and I don't deserve that. I deserve to be happy. I deserve to be accepted. I deserve to be loved. I deserve to be validated. My feelings deserve to be heard and seen and, like, validated. So, and I refuse to focus that they won't do that. That's their choice and their prerogative. If they don't want to do that with me, then that's their problem. I cannot live in negativity where I'm focused on, oh, poor me, and oh, I don't have this and I don't have that and nobody loves me. That's not the case. I love me enough that I'm not going to let them continuously bring me down over their own process of whatever it is that they're doing, that they think this is okay. Because I'm not really sure why they think this is okay to not have a relationship with their only daughter. It makes no sense to me mentally. I don't know how she's even cut off the feelings, but yeah, it's just, you got to keep moving forward, I wonder if she's low key jealous. Yeah, I have no idea, to be honest. I mean, I would have rather been a mother daughter team with her, battling the world together and being smart together than being against each other and fighting and not being there for each other. Like, exactly the opposite of that. So, whatever though. Like, I've made my mistakes, and they certainly are, well within their rights as a parent to decide to keep a child in the house or not. And, they chose not. Daisy, I did a lot of crying about my mom too. And it just got to the point where so many years of that, because you have to remember that I've been doing that since I was 15. I mean, lost and just scared and always crying about that exact thing, not having family there for me and stuff like that. I can't live there. I spent many, 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 many years of my life living in depression and dealing with things in a negative way with drugs and alcohol based on some of these events that happened to me. And I was not able to deal with it accordingly. I didn't even know how to deal with it. So naturally, I dealt with it in the wrong way. Promiscuity, drugs, alcohol, I did pretty much everything wrong. So I don't blame them for not wanting, I guess, me around. But at the same time, I'm your only daughter. And how is that not, like, how do you not have unconditional love? It should be against the law, but unfortunately, it's not. It's really not. Hey, MindWorks. Kind of sad though, but if it's impossible, yeah, exactly. Hua, I think it is. I'm sorry if I'm not saying your name right, but I can't stay focused on that, and I can't keep chasing somebody who doesn't want to be a part of my life. I need to move on and have a really awesome life then without them. And I am. Like, I am. My life is full and wonderful. I just wish that they shared some of it with me, but that's their prerogative. I can't force them. I can't force them to pick up the phone. I can't force them to, come over for a meal or whatever. There's so much division there. It's toxic. It very much is, Deborah. Raised with toxic parents, yet we have the problem. Exactly. Oh man. Can't make sense out of another person's insanity. And I probably will never understand it, to be honest. I don't think I've done anything that wrong that I even deserved it. MindWorks. Do you think mother-daughter relationships are generally more challenging than mother-son? I think that depends on the dynamic of each person, and what they've been through. Because I think a relationship could be hard for a mother-son as well. Mother, son, mother, daughter. Don't think it's different. Yeah. Yeah, I was a kid. Things shouldn't have happened the way that they happened, but again, it was their prerogative, it was their home, it was their decision. and they will meet their maker one day. I needn't worry about that kind of stuff whilst here. I really, it's not even my job, you know? So, of course, I'm sure no one should ever blame you for how you dealt with the crap life threw at you. Well, I blame me for dealing with it negatively, as such as the drugs, alcohol, and promiscuity. I blame myself for that. I take responsibility for that, though. I shouldn't have dealt with things like that. However, I wasn't really provided the proper tools in order to see the various ways to deal with the crap life that things are throwing at me and stuff like that. So, I kind of stopped beating myself up at the same time. Like, as I'm hard on myself, but I try to be gentle on my mind, like I understand that every decision that I have made was mine to make, just like my parents, and I've made my mistakes too. Like, I'm not perfect. I'm far from perfect, but am I not worthy of love from my parents that birthed me? Am I not worthy of a relationship with my family? Because that makes me feel like I'm the worst person in the whole freaking world that they don't want to be around me. Like, it makes no sense. It's like, why do you even think that, But oh, you're leaving Seoul? Okay, Merry Christmas. Feliz Navidad. Have a wonderful, safe day. And we'll see you again next time. Self-medicating. You got that right, Deborah. You are the child. Yes, that's true. Life doesn't come with a guide. Absolutely. Hello, no. Our parents are supposed to be our guides if they fail you. What do they think was going to happen? Yeah, I guess so. And it's probably because they didn't really know what they were doing. I was their first child. I mean, everybody makes their most mistakes, it seems like, with the first one. So I just kind of had to deal with that. And I don't really stay focused on the negative or what I'm missing or what I didn't get. It is what it is. We're moving right along now because I care so much about myself that it doesn't matter anymore that I don't have that behind me. I have other things behind me that are actually more valuable to me, you know? I rock. Encourage people from lessons you've learned. Yes, yeah, that's true. Sometimes it's not the child, but it's the parents. Yeah, apparently I wasn't the easiest child. I was rambunctious. I'd get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and open up 24 packages of cheese slices and stick cheese all over the house. And I wanted to cook one morning, so I got out flour and eggs, and it was all over the floor everywhere. And I was just like, hey, I would get up at like 2 in the morning and go outside to the neighbor's house because I wanted to play and I thought it was time to play. I mean, I don't know. To me, I thought that those things were pretty fucking normal. But I guess to my parents, I was like an alien and didn't even want me, it seemed like for real. Like, my mom told me when I was like 2, she tried calling Child and Family Services to get them to come and take me. Apparently I was sitting in my high chair and she gave me some spaghetti and I dumped it on the floor. And so she picked it up and she put it in front of me again, and I picked it up and dumped it on the floor. So she did it again, and we proceeded to do this about 4 times before she lost her patience and like stuffed spaghetti down my throat, supposedly, and tried calling CFS to see if she could get me taken out of the home, which she later successfully did at 15 anyways. I almost wish she would have just done it at 2 so that I would have never kind of felt some of the family love, only for it to be ripped away from me. But yeah, it's my life. It's who I am. I don't think that they even realize what they've all done. But and they sure don't care what feelings it has done for me or how it affected me. Even when I tell them, how traumatic something was. The last time that there was a conversation about that, it was literally laughed back at me because I said that it was very traumatizing. And my dad literally just laughed at me. It's like, Paul, what do you do? Like, I don't even care anymore. I'm just like I said, it's self-love that brings you forward to not focus on the things that didn't happen that were kind of basics that should have, that should have been like basic. That should have been given to me. But, for whatever reason, there was a disconnection and that didn't happen. And here we are. But apparently I was really hard to deal with. I didn't listen very well. I was told not to touch the lamp and I'd just be looking at my parents while going to touch the damn lamp. Like, I mean, I was just very strong-willed, and maybe my mother isn't. I'm not sure exactly her personality. I don't feel like we ever really got to know each other, So it created a lot of division for sure. I used to get in front of my dad trying to punish my brothers because I knew he was going to try to hit them, or I'd get in front of him and be like, no, just hit me. Like that was sort of, my dad was corporal punishment though. That's how he ran the house, But, like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, poor me, I didn't get loved properly. Like, whatever. Been there, done that, went through all that. And I dealt with it in bad ways. So I'm not going to stay focused there. I need to move forward in order to keep my own sanity sane, because nobody deserves all of this. It doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't even, people hear that I have no relationship with my family, and then they meet me and they see me and they hear me and they're like, why though? Because you seem very nice and normal. I have no idea, to be honest with you. I honestly feel like it's the strong-willed personality that they have a hard time handling. So it's a miracle you turned out to be such a sweet person with all the abuse. Yeah, I guess so, eh? You were a kid doing normal kid things. Well, I guess it was really difficult for my parents to handle. I wasn't in their mind. It was, I guess, none of it was the way it was supposed to be. So yeah, it was, but it's unfortunate with my brothers because, like I said, my mom runs the house. So kind of what she says and does is what everybody does. So, and if she were to use that power in a positive way to bring us together, I believe that things would be very different. But she doesn't use it like that, and she creates the division. So I therefore have no relationship with my brothers either, because they've always listened to my parents. They always got to live at home too. Like things were just very different. So you were allowed to be hurt. Yes, that's true. I refuse to cry about this though. I have spent many, many years dealing with all of this. And, I refuse to live in sadness because of it. Wow, really? Hey, Laura? 9-year-olds. That's crazy. Wow. Well, my mom now works for the government. She's been a social worker now for years, So she's got her power backing her. But you'll never get rid of it. Yeah, you're right, Hua. That's very, very true. It is who I am because of those things that have happened to me. So I embrace it at the same time as I don't want to stay focused in the negative light of it. It is what it is, and it happened the way that it happened, and I can't change any of it. So we might as well just, grasp, deal with it, and move forward. That seems to be the only positive thing and way to handle it. I don't see any positivity to me holding on to this, because it's only hurting me. It doesn't affect them at all. Yeah. Yeah, well, you seem to be doing okay, not homeless, doing drugs, exactly. Tricks. Hey, you got your channel. Seem to be doing great. Thank you too, Crazy Alex. I have grown in my own self-respect over the years of mistreating myself as well and allowing other people to mistreat me and use me or whatever, you know? My mom is the same, no relationship with my brother either. Oh, Sarah. Yeah, I used to be super, super, super heartbroken about it. But the more that I build my outside family, the family that I'm not actually blood related to, the more comfort I have from not having this, with my own parents. So, there is a good outcome to it. It just took a long time to get there, you know. I handled it beautifully. Well, thank you, you guys. I really tried to not focus on crying. I was like, all right, we're just talking today. We are not going to cry. But if it tugs on my heart, I can't hold it back, you know. Oh, thanks, Jose. You're very very sweet. Thank you for the compliment. Well, this has been really really awesome talking with you guys. Your mom worked with government families and was nutty as hell. Maybe it's in the social workers. No, I'm just kidding. Don't anybody attack me. I'm kidding. But no, like yeah, she is a social worker. Actually, she was the one that came and took my kids when I wasn't doing very well because of the decisions that I was making with drugs and alcohol. So she took my kids August 1st, 2008, and she told me it was going to be temporary, but it never changed. It was permanent. So I definitely feel like there's some conflict of interest there. I understand the system wanting to keep families together and stuff, but with our family being so divided, it seemed to create more division between me and my kids because they were with my parents, you know? I feel like if they would have been in a foster home, I may have had a chance to get to know that foster family and possibly have that relationship with my kids a lot sooner. They didn't need to be raised by my parents for the last 10 years, you know? I turned out awesome. Oh, thank you. You can't change what already happened. No need to stay in negativity for what exactly. Yeah. You got what you needed from it. Move on. That's healthy and wonderful. Yeah. Your feelings are valid. Thank you, old guy. I appreciate that. I kind of really wish I could hear that from my parents, but I've tried many, many, many times. I don't think it's ever going to happen. So I've let it go. But if you cry, we'll cry with you. You're so sweet. That happens to me too. Someone starts crying on the TV, and I'm just like, like Kleenex is something I go through like crazy in my house. But yes, but I definitely appreciate all of your love and support and your online compliments and just listening and chatting together. I feel like my story is profound and there are many things that could have been done differently in order to have a different outcome. That's not what happened. So we need to move on. You're right, So this has been all really great. And as I said, guys, later tonight I'll probably pop in for a little live again and have a glass of wine. I know I did say we'd have a Christmas drink together. It's just it was so early and I really wasn't feeling very well to be doing that. So I needed to kind of get my system back in order to do one glass or a half a glass. Just to have a Christmas cheer. Thank you, Daisy. Well, I will definitely see you guys again soon. Saturday is our next scheduled live, but as I said here today, we'll do another live later tonight when I've settled down after cooking and everything else, and then we'll have a glass of wine together, just chat a little bit. Maybe I'll have a little bit of a story for you guys by then. So I really appreciate your online love and support and mwah, mwah, your viewing and all your compassion. I love you guys to pieces. Love you guys. So I'll see you again soon. Thank you for joining. And yeah, we'll see you in a little bit for a glass of wine. Okay. Mwah. Love you guys. Bye.